Hi, this is Brian, and this is a tutorial from info720.com. I'm going to show you just really briefly kind of the steps that I would go through when setting up an affiliate campaign. This is a very brief overview. This isn't meant to be that long, but it'll at least kind of let you visualize some of the things that I'm already talking about in my podcast. But anyway, I'm on commissionjunction.com. I'm in my account, and I just went to general categories, and under telecom I found a program, Comfi phone cards. And when I actually found that, this is what came up basically. This is the advertiser detail. Whoops, let me scroll up. This is what you'll see when you actually click on one of those to get additional information on what's happening with those. Some interesting details here. What you'll see is you've got a 3-month EPC, and what that EPC is that's the earnings per click, but that's basically the earnings per 100 clicks. So for instance, for every 100 clicks to this website, an affiliate is averaging $68.12. The only thing about that number that's somewhat misleading is that that's an average. And so that obviously means there are some affiliates that are doing significantly more than that, others that are doing probably none at all. Either paying for clicks or getting clicks some other way, and in essence not getting any money back out of that. The 7-day EPC basically is that same running average over 7 days instead of over 3 months. You can see that the trend is actually down slightly for the 7-day. That doesn't necessarily mean that this campaign is not doing well. It's hard to tell because you don't know exactly which affiliates are running what campaigns. If an affiliate drops a campaign, if Google booted them out, or anyway, a lot of things go into that. So as you can see here, this is the actual program term. It's 50%, which seems like a pretty generous affiliate commission, especially for this type of product. Although phone cards, maybe as far as telecom goes, might be less expensive, so they're able to give that away in exchange for the additional business. But here's the cool thing: the action referral period is 90 days, and what that basically means to you is that if you recruit, basically, if someone clicks through your affiliate link to this website, this Comfi website, if they purchase something within those 90 days, at any point in those 90 days, you'll make a commission. So that's got pros and cons to it. The pros are that it lasts 90 days. So for instance, if you get just some tire kicker that comes by and is just browsing, just looking, and doesn't actually purchase, but actually purchases later on from that same website, assuming he wasn't re-referred to that site through some other affiliate. But if your affiliate link and affiliate cookie, which is the file that it keeps on the computer of that user, if that is still intact within 90 days, if that purchase is made, you'll still make your commission. The downside to that is that it may take you, it may spread you out over a significant amount of time before you know what kind of return on investment you're having with a pay-per-click campaign, for instance. But either way, I think usually the longer the action referral period, the better. And that also enables you as an advertiser to actually bid on some broader keywords. Because if you bid on the broader keywords, and if nothing else, if your click gets through and they purchase from that site, 3 weeks down the road, you're still going to make some money. So that said, basically, here's the other thing that I usually check out. I check out what kind of links these guys have available. It looks like they have banner, text link, and keyword link. So here are the products, and this actually breaks it down by the specific banner, and you can kind of gauge based on that what types of banners are actually producing better results. Even though that's not necessarily a rule that's set in stone, but it may be something that over time is actually paying off. So if I were to actually go in and set something up specifically with Comfi, if I were to apply to their program and actually get accepted, and I've not tried yet, I'm not going to for this. This is just a tutorial for you guys, and you can apply the same techniques that I'm showing you here to any of the campaigns on Commission Junction. They're all relatively the same when it comes to this type of stuff. But notice one of the other things is a keyword link. And notice the 7-day EPC, which is the earnings per click, is significantly up. And what that basically might mean is that someone using this keyword link, someone using this specific method to generate traffic is actually doing pretty well lately. Let's go in and take a look, and let's just double check. So here are the recommended keywords. They kind of give you a keyword list already. And based on that list, you can take that list and expand on that. Obviously, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, less than 25 keywords probably, or key phrases even. So, and even then, affiliates network, you're not going to get anything specific with a calling card if you're bidding on affiliates network. So you really got to analyze that. These are just probably some recommendations. Here's where I would go next though. Comfi phone card details. Okay. Go to the actual website, comfi.com. So if you go back here, we're going to do a new tab. Let's go to Comfi and see what they're doing. If you go there, calling cards, this is the actual, I don't know that this is the specific landing page, but I'm guessing it's very, very similar to this. Communications, fidelity, internet, okay. So if you go to View and Page Source, it'll bring up this little text window. Let me get it to where you can see it. And this is the actual code behind the scenes. I'm guessing a handful of you, if not most of you, probably already know what to do and how to get into this. But here's the header part, and this is what the search engines and the internet browsers they see. The actual search engines are the ones that typically will read the meta tags, and these basically are information that that kind of helps the search engine if nothing else. But typically, more and more, they're moving away from the keywords. Most search engines are actually looking for rewarding relevancy, and so they're moving away from what you put in here, and they're looking more like what's actually in the body of the website. So anyway, go back here though. But what I'm showing you right here basically is just another list of keywords: phone cards, prepaid phone cards, international phone cards, etc., etc. So you can actually take this list and expand on it even further. So what I would basically do is I would copy those. And this is actually not going to work out exactly like I want to, but and then I would open up it in something like Notepad, and I would paste. Now notice what it's actually doing is it's actually doing a this is not that this is advanced by any means, but this is actually just separated it all by commas. So here's what I'd do. I'd do File, Save As, and I would save this as, let's just create a new folder for tutorial project. And then what I would do is I would save this as keywords.csv. And that CSV file, what that's going to stand for is comma separated value. Okay, so each of these little terms are actually separated by a comma. So that's what I'm hoping that I can import into Excel. Let me show you exactly how I haven't done this before. I didn't practice this out, but let me see if this actually works. If you do a file open, let's go to my desktop. Let's see, tutorial project, there it is. And then all files, keywords.csv. See if it actually does it. Keep my fingers crossed. Yeah, it did it. It did it. It didn't do it exactly like I would have liked. I've actually probably would have put these in this order vertically. And I think there's probably a macro that will actually do that for me, but not one I'm willing to invest my time in actually doing. So this is just the first part of it. So without going into detail, I'm going to delete these out of there. Like I say, I just want you to see the methodology more than the actual list. So phone cards, prepaid phone cards, international phone cards, etc., etc. So here's my actual list that I'm going to start with. And the tool that I use right now, even though apparently there's a much better one out there, but the one that I use right now that's very, very inexpensive, it doesn't cost very much, is NicheBot. It's like $10 a month, and I have tons of actual balance. My balance is 231. Basically, I'd have a hard time running out of those credits that I'd need to use for looking up keywords. Anyway, some of you are probably going to roll your eyes. Some of you advanced affiliate marketers out there are probably thinking this is pretty old school, but it works. So basically what I'd do is I'd come here, and here's my Excel spreadsheet, phone cards, prepaid phone cards. Let's just do prepaid phone cards. And notice I haven't cleared any of my cache out, so you guys are going to see some of the other stuff that I've actually been looking up with this. And what this does, this goes out and accesses a database called WordTracker, and WordTracker is basically a it's an engine that looks